Hey travelers, what if I told you that flight attendants know secrets about airplanes that could literally save your trip, your money, and maybe even your life? I just discovered information that airlines don't advertise and probably don't even want you to know. And some of it is so shocking that it made me completely rethink how I fly. By the end of this video, you're going to know insider secrets that even frequent flyers have never heard of. Listen, I used to think I knew everything about flying and travel. Then I started talking to actual flight attendants, digging into FAA documents and uncovering information that airlines keep quiet. What I found blew my mind. Last month, one of these secrets literally saved me from getting arrested at customs and immigration, believe it or not. And another one helped me avoid losing my luggage completely. Here's something that will shock you even more. Did you know that flight attendants are legally authorized to restrain passengers with handcuffs during the flight? Not security guards, not air marshals. Your friendly flight attendant serving you peanuts can literally put you in restraints if they decide that you're being unruly, you're being a bad boy or girl. But there's a specific trigger behavior that causes this. And I promise you that I'm going to reveal that in just a minute. First, let me blow your mind with something that you walk past every single flight, but you never notice it. Those overhead bins that you shove your carry-on bags into, there are hidden handrails underneath them that most passengers never see or never notice. Flight attendants, though, use these rails to steady themselves during turbulence. But here's the secret. You can use them too. When you're going to the bathroom, next time you're walking to the bathroom during turbulence, look underneath those overhead bins, compartments, or whatever you want to call it. You're going to see narrow rails that are basically hidden grab bars. That's what they call them. Flight attendants told me this is one of their best kept secrets for staying stable when the plane is bouncing around. But here's what they don't tell you. These rails, come a little closer, aren't on every plane. So knowing which aircraft have them gives you a major advantage. Now, here's a secret that could save you from an embarrassing luggage disaster. One major European airline just issued a warning that shocked the travel industry. They're telling passengers to stop using black, navy, or gray luggage. And the reason will make you want to buy a hot pink suitcase immediately. At baggage claim, the carousels worldwide, dark colored luggage creates what airlines call the blending problem. It happened to me. Hundreds of identical looking black bags spinning endlessly, making it nearly impossible to spot yours. That's why I have a pink and black one and an orange and black one. But here's the part that airlines don't publicize. This isn't just annoying, it's actually dangerous. Thieves specifically target dark luggage because it blends in, making it easier for them to steal without anyone noticing. I learned this the hard way when I grabbed what I thought was my black suitcase at the baggage claim in Las Vegas. And here's what happened to me 30 minutes later. I'm opening someone else's bag in my hotel room and I'm staring at the clothes that definitely weren't mine. The mix-up took 3 days and multiple phone calls to resolve. But since then, I use either a suitcase cover or a bright orange luggage strap, or as I told you, I bought 2 suitcases with different colors, and I've never had an issue since then. But here's the psychological trick that airlines know, but passengers don't. When you're tired from a long flight, that is, your brain literally can't distinguish between similar looking objects as well, because you're tired. Airlines have internal data showing that luggage mix-ups increase by 40% on flights that are longer than 8 hours because passengers' attention drops significantly. Now, let me reveal something about airplane windows that will change how you look at them forever. You know that tiny peephole in the airplane window? That little hole? Notice it next time. Most people think it's manufacturing defect or wear and tear. No, that's wrong. That hole is literally keeping you alive at 35,000 feet, but not in the way that you think. Airplane windows have 3 layers, and that tiny hole is in the middle layer. It's called a breather hole, and it equalizes pressure on the plane between the outer and inner window panes. Without it, the pressure difference could cause the window to fail catastrophically. Flight attendants are trained to look for these holes during safety checks. You see them going through the aisle? Because a missing or blocked breather hole is a serious safety concern. Now, here's something that will make you look at your aisle seat differently. If you are sitting in an aisle seat, listen up. Feel around near the armrest hinge. On many planes, there's a small hidden button that lets you lift the entire armrest up. This isn't just for convenience. It's actually required by law for accessibility reasons. But here's the insider trick flight attendants use. When the plane isn't full and you're in a row by yourself, lifting that armrest allows you to lie down or lay down across multiple seats. The catch? Regulations require all armrests to be down during takeoff and landing. So you can only use this trick once you're in the air, just so you know. I want to share something that could literally save your life in an emergency. So listen carefully. Those yellow hooks you might notice on the airplane wings aren't decorative. It's not about decoration. They're emergency evacuation equipment. During a water landing or emergency evacuation, ropes attached to these hooks that you see on the wings to help passengers cross the wing safely without slipping. Here's what flight attendants know that passengers don't. In an emergency evacuation, the wing surface becomes incredibly slippery from fuel, water, or ice, depending on the weather. Those hooks create anchor points for guide ropes that can mean the difference between safely reaching a life raft or falling into freezing water. But here's the scary part though. Only certain seats have direct access to these wing exits, and not all passengers near emergency exits are physically capable of using this equipment, just so you know. Now, here's what I promised to reveal to you in the beginning, and it is the most disturbing secret that I discovered. Flight attendants carry restraint kits that include duct tape, zip ties, and yes, handcuffs. The FAA reported over 2,100 unruly passenger incidents in 2024 alone, and flight crews are authorized to use these restraints if de-escalation fails. But here's what triggers this response. And it's not what you think. It's not just about being drunk or obnoxious. Flight attendants are trained to restrain passengers who interfere with crew duties, refuse to follow safety instructions, or show any type of behavior that could endanger other passengers. Something as simple as refusing to put your seat back up for landing could technically escalate the situation for flight attendants to use restraints, especially if you're aggressive about it. I hope you're finding value from this video so far, and if you want more airline secrets, that's why I created this ebook, Airline Secrets 2025, Outsmarting the System from Booking to Boarding. If you are tired of the airlines keeping things from you, it's time to get my bundle, my ebook. You should grab it right now, and the link is going to be in the description. Yes, it's a plug, but it's worth it. You'll thank me later. Trust me. Now let's continue. Here's a secret that reveals just how much flight attendants monitor during the flight. Those small black triangles above certain windows aren't random decorations. They mark the exact spots where a crew member can view the wings at the correct angle to inspect for damage or problems. Flight attendants use these markers during specific points in the flight to check for ice building up, mechanical issues, or bird strike damage. So sometimes you see them walking past and looking through the window. They're doing their job. But here's the part that passengers don't realize. If a flight attendant is spending extra time looking out those triangle marked windows, something might be wrong. They're trained to do these checks discreetly so passengers don't get panicked. But knowing what to look for can give you insight into whether there's a potential problem or not. So make sure you pay attention, okay? Let me reveal something about airplane bathrooms. That sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's completely true. You already hear about it. Flight attendants can unlock the airplane bathroom doors from the outside, even when you think you're locked inside privately. There's a special external latch that overrides the internal lock, and they're trained to use it in emergencies. They're not just going to push the door and come in on you. No, they're not going to do that. Here's when this matters, though. If you're having a medical emergency in the bathroom, there's a call button near the sink that alerts the crew. So remember to look for it when you go in the bathroom. But here's what they don't tell you. If you don't respond when they knock, they can and will open that door and come right in. By law, they're allowed. I know someone who had a diabetic episode in an airplane bathroom, and this external unlock feature literally saved her life. Now, here's something that will make you look at every flight differently. On long-haul flights, there are certain cool sleeping areas that passengers never see. These hidden compartments are usually accessible through unmarked doors that look like closets, but actually lead to small bedrooms where flight attendants and pilots sleep in shifts. The crazy part, though, these sleeping areas are sometimes directly above your head in the overhead space, and you'll never know that they're there. Flight attendants told me that passengers have no idea that crew members are sleeping just feet away, just maybe a feet away from them during overnight flights because they're sleeping. They don't know what's going on. And here's something that seems impossible, but is required by law. Even though smoking has been banned on flights for over 30 years, you know that, but every airplane is still required to have ashtrays. Not for passengers to use, but because the FAA knows that someone might illegally light a cigarette and they want a safe place for them to put it out rather, instead of starting a fire in the trash bin. Flight attendants are trained to confiscate cigarettes and lighters, just so you know, but they also know exactly where those hidden ashtrays are located in case someone manages to light one up anyways. It's a safety backup for human stupidity, if you ask me. And it's the law on every commercial aircraft. Let me share the most important secret that could actually save your life. Many airplanes are required to carry defibrillators. That's those machines that restart your heart during a cardiac emergency. But here's what most passengers don't know. They're usually stored in locked medical kits that only flight attendants can access, and not all crew members are trained to use them, just so you know. If you or someone near you is having a heart emergency, don't just call for help generically. Specifically ask if there's a defibrillator on board and if any crew members are trained to use it. Some airlines have better medical training than others, just so you know. And knowing this could be the difference between life and death at 35,000 feet. These things you need to know. Well, here's your action plan for smarter flying. First, you're going to always bring a bright colored luggage identifier to avoid mix-ups or a suitcase cover to avoid theft and all of that stuff. Second, you're going to choose seats near those triangle window markers if you want to monitor flight status yourself. Third, you're going to remember that aisle seat armrest. That trick for more comfortable flights, especially on long flights. Fourth, you're going to respect the crew authority completely. They have more power than you realize to handcuff you. The biggest mistake passengers make is thinking that they understand how airplanes and airlines really work. These systems are incredibly complex with safety features, regulations, rules, protocols, and all of that stuff that most people never learn about. They just hop on the plane, fly, and they don't even think. Flight attendants undergo months of training on all this stuff, while passengers get a 2-minute safety demonstration when the plane goes up. Remember, every one of these secrets exists for a reason, and it usually boils down to your safety, efficiency, or just legal requirements. Airlines don't advertise them because they don't want passengers to worry about emergency scenarios, or because it would complicate their operations if everyone knew about every hidden feature. But I believe it's good to know. I do. And that is why I created this particular video. Next time you fly, you'll see airplanes completely differently, right? You'll notice the hidden handrails, spot these triangle markers on the windows. You'll understand why the crew is checking windows constantly and appreciate the complex safety systems designed to protect you. Most importantly, though, you'll travel smarter and safer when you know. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comment section which airplane secret shocked you the most. I would love to know. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more travel insider tips and secrets that could save your next trip. And of course, you don't want to miss the next video coming up. 5 travel hacks for 2025 to save you hundreds of dollars. I use number 3 every trip, and it saves me hundreds. It will help you to prepare for your next trip. Thanks for watching, and remember to grab my ebook that I mentioned before, and see you in the next video. Thank you.